everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with My Sanity. Hot off another episode of Saturday Night's Main Event, we will be talking about everything that went down there and what we can expect rolling into the Royal Rumble this year. I will cover the results and everything with you guys, but first of all, I just kind of want to touch on overall thoughts of the show, what I thought went down, how it kind of everything transpired yesterday. I'm not going to lie to you guys, another kind of boring show. Not that the matches were bad. I thought the matches were average to good most of the time. I don't think there were any absolute stinkers last night, but it for a event that's supposed to be somewhere between a regular episode of a Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown and a premium live event. I think it should feel a little more grandiose. I think we can be getting better matches than we are on here. Um, at least if you're only going to schedule 4 matches, maybe give them a little more time. I wouldn't have minded seeing Nia and Rhea go another 5-10 minutes. I wouldn't have minded seeing Jey and Gunther get a bit more time. Same with Braun and Sheamus even. But with that out of the way, guys, I will be getting into the results here really quick, with our first match being Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. This was the most predictable match of the night by far, but it was one of the better matches, I thought. I'm really starting to and I can't believe I'm saying this, I'm really starting to get kind of won over by Nia Jax, guys. I thought she put on another pretty damn good performance here. Rhea was awesome, as per usual. She pulled out a code red, which she never does, that Nia sold pretty damn well. It's always hard for, obviously, Rhea to get Nia up for the Riptide, but she did at the end of the day, and she hit her with the 1-2-3. So still, your women's world heavyweight champion is Rhea Ripley, and this was the right result here. I don't think anybody's arguing. Rhea just won the belt back, so with Rhea coming back, she wouldn't be dropping the belt to Nia this quickly. So good little opening match, I thought. I thought the card was put together pretty well. I thought this should have kicked off the show, and it did. So good job by both ladies here. And rolling from this one, we had the Braun Breaker versus Sheamus match for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship next. And another good match, guys. Not as good as it could have been. Sheamus always has good matches. Braun Breaker seems to put on good matches most times he's out there. But there were some cool spots here. You had Sheamus coming off the steps, and Braun Breaker caught him in midair for the huge collision spear, which I thought was awesome. You had just some general back and forth. Sheamus hit him with a brogue when he was running at him in the corner. That was pretty cool. Braun sold that really well. But at the end of the day, guys, this is going to be Sheamus's, like I said, this is Sheamus's last hurrah. He's going for that IC title. And if he doesn't win it at WrestleMania this year, I don't know if we'll ever see him win it. But the way things have been looking with Triple H booking WWE, I think he will give him that, knowing he's been a guy that's been around for, 20 years now, something like that. I mean, he's been around since I was a kid. So I think Triple H will reward him at the end of the day, even though it wasn't last night. But I think he will reward him with that IC championship. So good match here again, guys. Again, nothing crazy. With these shows, you kind of want a little more unpredictable. So I'm hoping Triple H kind of takes some of the criticisms out of these shows and rolls with this into the Rumble, because the Rumble is supposed to be the most unpredictable pay-per-view of the entire calendar year for WWE. And I don't necessarily fully agree with this, but there's a lot of people online and in the IWC that are talking about how the Royal Rumble has been the one thing that Triple H has not nailed yet. He's 0 for 2 in a lot of people's eyes, and I thought the last couple Rumbles were decent. But as far as from a surprise perspective, and from a perspective of, we're paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for these seats, I want to see some legends come back. I want to see some people we haven't seen in years. He hasn't done a lot of that, guys, especially in the men's Royal Rumble matches, I've noticed. Women tends to be a lot of surprise entrants. We've gotten our Litas, we've gotten our Trish Stratuses. You even saw Mickie James and Jordan Grace we had last year. So there's been some cool surprises there. But for the men's Rumbles, he's really kind of stuck to his guns, and I know Triple H is about building younger talent, which is great, and I am all for that, but it's the Royal Rumble. You can throw some cool old school guys in there. You can have some crossovers between TNA and these other promotions you're working with at the time, and still have it be a damn good match with more surprises and a little more unpredictability than we've gotten. Now, with that being said, I've already touched on this a bit, but I do think this upcoming Rumble is a little more unpredictable than the last couple have been. I mean, you have a lot of main event entrants, and especially the men so far. On Friday on SmackDown, we just had a couple more entrants with Liv Morgan, Naomi, Bianca Belair declared. You had Raquel Rodriguez declared. So we're finally starting to get some people to join Bailey there. So this could be the year that he finally breaks through and understands how to book a Rumble match that is entertaining while also having the right winner for situation's sake and the WWE moving into WrestleMania season. So that was my little splurge there about the Royal Rumble, guys. And we'll talk more about this when I do my Royal Rumble preview. But I do plan on hopefully having one of my buddies, one of my good wrestling buddies on for that episode. So that'll be fun. We'll kind of go through and we'll each predict who we think's going to win, how we think the matches are going to be, and stuff like that. So with that being said, guys, we'll get back into Saturday night's main event. The next segment we had was the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens contract signing, mediated by the one and only Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels in San Antonio, Texas. So this was pretty cool. Being a huge Shawn Michaels fan that I am, it was nice to see him again. I know we see him every once in a while because he pops up on NXT because he's booking that show. But I thought this was pretty cool, interesting stuff. One thing that really stood out to me in this segment was Cody. I thought he did a very good job because I love Cody, big Cody Rhodes fan. Love the fact that he finally finished the story last year at WrestleMania, but he got really serious. He kind of cut Kevin Owens off and he's like, enough, Kevin. And he started going back and forth with him because I think Kevin Owens has been on a roll with this new heel gimmick he's got going. And I like to see Cody kind of bark back a bit there. Cody at times can overplay his promos a bit and be a little too theatrical for me. But when he shows this raw emotion, he gets fired up like that. I don't think there's many people better than Cody in the world of professional wrestling when it comes to cutting a promo or obviously in the ring skills. So I like that Cody fired up, kind of was screaming back at Kevin. He gave him a piece of his mind. This wasn't the same old ho hum Cody you get a lot of times in these promos. So very good from Cody Rhodes there. Kevin Owens kind of went off and then was taking a shot at Shawn Michaels, talking about how, oh, I'm not like you. I didn't walk away when I was at the height of my career and I didn't lose my smile. And he did the little facial expression there, which I thought was good. Um, and then he punched Cody in the face, kind of slugged him while Shawn was shaking hands with him. And then he goes to put Shawn Michaels in the package pile driver. Cody hits him with a little kick to the gut or face. I couldn't really tell where. And then Shawn Michaels, you could tell, took off his hat there. He was tuning up the band. Pat McAfee was like, oh, dude, he's tuning up the band on him. And then hit him with a little sweet chin music there, took Kevin Owens out. So that was very interesting, guys. And I am excited to see this ladder match at the Royal Rumble. It is another thing, not to bash on Triple H, but another thing we haven't gotten a ton of is stipulation matches outside of the two Rumble matches. So I'm glad we have a ladder match for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble between these two. I think it'll be a hell of a bout. So good segment there. Enjoyed that. Going from that, guys, we are into the Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman match we had. And this was fun. This was quick. This was hard hitting. It ended up in a DQ, so technically Braun Strowman won because Fatu threw out the referee. But yeah, he absolutely beat the absolute ever living piss out of him at the end of it. Hit him with a couple of his splashes and moonsaults from the turnbuckle, and Braun was bleeding from his mouth quite a bit. This match was fine, probably the weakest of the night, I would say. I think most people would agree with that. But when you have two bigger guys like that, I think Fatu can work really well, but Strowman is very limited in the ring and what he can do. So this was exactly what it needed to be, I think. I think it was hard hitting. It was fast. It didn't overstay its welcome. And then at the end of it, you did get the segment with Fatu just kicking the absolute dog shit out of Strowman, which I think we needed to kind of further progress him being a badass and him being possibly the most dangerous person in the bloodline at this point. So this I thought was good stuff, guys. I really liked the promo that Fatu's had. He had a really good one on SmackDown when they were coming out the other day, and he had another really good one here. I mean, they're short and sweet, but he speaks with such inflection. He's very intense when he comes to the ring, and he seems to be getting more over with the people every day. And I'm not going to fully give any Rumble predictions, but I will say if Fatu somehow ended up winning the Royal Rumble, I would not be upset, guys. This is one of a handful of guys that he's doing such great work right now. His promos are short, like I said, but they're sweet and they're very to the point and emphatic. And there's just not really anybody like him. I mean, when he's talking, it very much reminds me of a guy like almost like Umaga, but his English is way better than Umaga's. Umaga would come out and just, he's a menace. And you could see that intensity in his eyes. It's his promos are almost like a cross between a Braun Breakers and Umaga's, obviously, because Umaga came from that same family. But very good stuff. And I think with the Tamatanga being with him, the yee 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 thing was pretty funny too on SmackDown, talking about LA Knight and all that. But man, Fatu's got some aura about him, and I think they should be pushing him to the moon right now because of anybody in the bloodline, Solo's bloodline, Fatu is the one that stands out. Solo has improved, but never to me has Solo been a guy that's like, yeah, this is the guy that's the leader of the faction. Fatu sticks out like a sore thumb, and I mean that in the best possible way. He's got the charisma, he's got the look, he's got the crazy move set. And Michael Cole selling him too, talking about how he had 3 jail stints before he was the age of 18. I mean, they're putting this guy over, and I think we need to end up breaking through here in the next couple months and really put him in that main event level. So great stuff from Jacob Fatu. I think Fatu, guys, he should be, if he's not already, he should be one of the top guys on Triple H's list if he enters the Royal Rumble to win that thing. So, hell of a showing from Jacob Fatu. I think he was the highlight of the night, to be honest, guys. I don't mean to get so loud there, but shit, I'm excited, damn it. And rolling in from this segment to our last match of the night, we had Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso versus Gunther, your world heavyweight champion. And this was another good match, guys, especially considering I'm not the biggest Jey Uso fan. But I think he did a good job here selling for Gunther. There were a couple cool spots where he came off the rope, hit Gunther with a spear. And then there's a second there that you thought, okay, he might pull this off. And then Gunther kind of rolled out, hit him with a couple big blows, hit him with back-to-back power bombs, and then did get the 1-2-3 pinfall victory, guys. Gunther, I'm happy he didn't lose the belt, but at the same time, if you heard my last episode, I low key wanted Jey to win this because if Jey Uso won this, he's on a white hot run right now. He's one of your top merch sellers in the company with Roman Reigns and Penta, and he's never going to be more over than he is right now, barring them doing some crazy angle with the main event talent to get him even more over. I think he's pretty much where he's at now with everybody doing the Yeet dances in the crowd, everybody buying the Yeet t-shirts and doing the dances and everything. Pat McAfee, when he's there, he's doing the dance on the desk with Michael Cole. I mean, I think he's pretty much at the point, if I'm booking the show, which I'm not, obviously, if I'm booking the show, you got to look at where is he at right now. And I think he's reached the peak of where he will be, guys. So why I would have loved them to pull the trigger, and I would have loved Jey to win last night, but he didn't. Gunther retains. He is still your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And Jey obviously is going to be in the Rumble, which I wish they didn't announce that before for the show, but that kind of gave away obviously what the result was going to be. But Jey Uso will be in the Rumble. I don't think there's much of a reason for him to win. If he does win, I think it's very pointless because if you were going to give him a shot to have another title shot, I think he's 0-6 recently in World Heavyweight Championship shots, but if you're going to give him another shot at the title, you could have just had him win last night. So I hope Jey doesn't win the Rumble or the Chamber because it's very pointless. They could have just had him won tonight on Saturday night's main event, and then they could have gone and put Gunther in the Rumble or the Elimination Chamber if they wanted to do that. But we didn't, guys. So I'm fully expecting some kind of big spot for Gunther at WrestleMania where he'll drop the title to a Seth Rollins or somebody like that, whoever ends up winning the Chamber or the Rumble that wants to challenge him for that belt. But overall, guys, okay show. It very much gave me some of the same vibes as the first Saturday night's main event. And I'm always going to shoot it straight with you guys. I'm not going to BS with you. I'm not going to come on here, even though I love WWE. It's my favorite promotion. It always has been. I'm not going to come on here and BS with you guys and act like it was a perfect show when it's not. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell it to you like it is. I'll tell you what I liked, what I didn't like. And I thought it was an okay show. I thought a lot of the matches were good. Like I said, average to good. Nothing outstanding outside of a few spots like the Braun Breaker spear and Fatu absolutely running amok on Braun Strowman. But not as memorable as I'd like it to be, guys. I get this isn't the Royal Rumble. This isn't SummerSlam. This isn't WrestleMania. So we're not going to book it as such. We're not going to have as many matches as those would. But still would have liked to have seen some. I don't know. I don't know what I would like to have seen. Maybe just some longer matches. I do know what I really wanted to see. What I wanted to see was one title change. And I don't expect we were going to get many title changes on a Saturday night's main event on NBC and Peacock. But I really wanted one title change, guys. I mean, if you're gonna put this show on a week before the Royal Rumble, one of your big four pay-per-views, and expect people to watch, I think you have to have some more unpredictability, guys. I would have loved to see Jay win the belt. If Jay wasn't going to win, I would have loved to see Sheamus get the IC belt finally. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm hoping if they're going to continue to do these every other month or quarterly, whatever their plan is for these Saturday night main events, I hope we eventually get a title change here because if it's going to be the same thing, it's just going to quickly become the show where, oh, we defend three titles and all of them retain. And it's going to be the same thing time after time after time. So let me know what you guys think about that. I thought it was an all right show. Could have been better. Um, I really hope Triple H takes the criticism from this and rolls into the Rumble and has plenty of surprises with us. Part of me thinks he will because they announced Charlotte so early, and the fact that they didn't just have her as a surprise entrant, I think was good. Not everybody needs to be a surprise. If you have some big stars, you can announce one or two and then have the rest as surprises. So I did like that. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Okay show of Saturday night's main event. Nothing too moving. Um, I didn't get super uber excited for anything throughout the night, honestly. Me and my buddy were watching it, and a lot of the time we were just casually bantering back and forth, and we saw the couple cool spots, but nothing huge there, guys. The big thing was Jacob Fatu being an absolute star, and we pretty much have the same thing as we had before this show coming in. We still have Rhea Ripley as a champion. We still have Gunther as your champion, and you still have Braun Breaker as your Intercontinental champion. So next one should be a lot of fun, guys. I'll be reviewing Raw tomorrow night for you guys. I'll probably get that up as early as I can on Tuesday morning. And then I believe Thursday my buddy has off. So look for a Royal Rumble preview Thursday or Friday. And then we will get into Royal Rumble season and we'll really be kicking off WrestleMania season for the WWE. So I appreciate you guys, and I will see you on the next episode of Wrestling with My Sanity. Logging off is Austin.